come to meet me. Ladies and gentlemen. For starters, when my music hits and I grab the microphone, I need you absolutely silent. Now I wanted to make it perfectly clear that I be the first person to come out here because I heard there was a new promotion in town. And I need everybody to know that it belongs to me. Hush. Now listen up. I hold 3 championships, okay? And as a matter of fact, Scott, is that what you said your name was? Stand right here, Scott. Stand in the center of my ring. Stand in the center of my ring, Scott. Face this way. Hold your hand up and hold up 3 fingers. 3 fingers for each championship that I hold. 3 fingers. 1 for the TWE heavyweight. That's right. I said heavyweight championship. The TWE Pure Division Championship and the Peach State No Limits Championship. They all belong to the man that is standing right here in the center of his ring. Hush, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not done yet. Hold on, be quiet. This is the best part right here. This is the best part. Weighing in. No, you hush your mouth. I got this. Weighing in at a whopping 207 pounds. Right here. I give to you the Mack of all trades. A.C. Mack!
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your opening match for Action Wrestling. And his opponent, he weighs in at 205 pounds from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He is the king of the moonsault, Joey Lynch.
All right, there's the bell. This is Al Getz, and I am here with Dylan Hales at the debut event for Action Wrestling here in beautiful Tyrone, Georgia.
Big event organized by our buddy Mack Griffin from Make-A-Wish Foundation. Debut here in Tyrone. Action Wrestling, star-studded event, some of the biggest stars in the Southeast, biggest and brightest up-and-comers. We got 2 of them in the ring right now, Joey Lynch and A.C. Mack.
Yeah, A.C. Mack, I don't know if this made the video, but before ring announcer could actually get things going, A.C. Mack interrupted him and did his own ring introduction, much to the boos of the crowd. already establishing himself as a player, but also as someone that the fans are not cheering for. And they've gotten behind Joey Lynch.
Yeah, Joey Lynch very much a fan favorite throughout this region. I almost won the Powerbomb.tv Independent Championship right out of the gate earlier last year. Went to the finals of the Scenic City Invitational, the finals of Scenic City Trios. Looking to get some steam back, coming back from a serious knee injury. AC Mack, again, one of the fastest rising stars, former NCW champion, TWE champion on multiple fronts right now, the champion of Peach State. This is two of the biggest stars in this region right now.
Yeah, what a way to kick things off here for Action Wrestling as Joey Lynch taking it to the left arm of AC Mack. You mentioned Lynch coming back from a very serious injury, and this is one of his first few matches coming back from that injury, and really that's one thing that you cannot train for. When you're so used to doing things a certain way and you have to change everything because of that injury, we'll see if it affects him here tonight.
Yeah, and if you notice, right away he went after the arm. He's sticking with it. He's learned something from his own injury. He's going to target that arm, it looks like. Maybe try to outwit AC Mack a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how the flying game of Joey Lynch is affected. He's known as a high flyer, often wins with that moonsault, the king of the moonsault he is here in this region. It's going to be interesting to see if he's able to do the things we're used to seeing him do.
Not just if he's able to, but if he wants to. Sometimes, you gotta think about the long game and the long run. And if he can win this match through other means without having to do the moonsault, then do it. There you see it.
That's a great point.
No one now. Mack going right for that leg.
Right to it. I mean, that's got a big target. If you've done the scouting report on Joey Lynch, you know that that leg is a target. And AC Mack, love him or hate him, he is a smart professional wrestler.
Lynch trying to buy himself a little time by staying in the corner. But as soon as he got back up to his feet, Mack kicked that leg back out from under. He kicked his leg out from his leg, as someone back in the day used to say.
He absolutely did. Joey Lynch folding up there. Sometimes we think about the damage done to the leg there, Al, but you also got to remember, every time you hit that canvas, your back, your entire body is being attacked. So he's got to worry about this from multiple perspectives at this point. Joey fighting through, using the ropes to his advantage, but AC Mack has really brought it to Joey Lynch so far in this matchup.
Right, he mentioned during his ring introduction, he is the Peach State Wrestling Alliance No Limits champion, and that title is actually defended with no time limits and no countouts. That's why it's called the No Limits title. So Mack is used to getting down and dirty and not always playing by the conventional rules so far. Now here's a fan trying to grab the leg of AC Mack. I don't know if that's legal or not.
Joey Lynch is very much the fan favorite here. AC Mack, very much I'll use the PWI speak. He's very much the rule breaker in this matchup. He will go to...
Is he going to make their top 10 most hated?
He very well may. He may get the cumulative rankings as well with all those titles he's got. But he's a guy that you've got to be careful of because stylistically, he doesn't have an obvious approach. You look at him and think he's a flyer. He's actually not a flyer. He's a strategic wrestler. He tailors his approach to his opponent. You're seeing it right there, but he's got to watch out for those forearms because Joey Lynch, on top of being a flyer, is an extremely underrated striker out.
Yeah, he just tried to run towards the ropes, and that leg gave out on him, though. And just like that, the tide is turned. Mack, go for the cover.
Referee Darryl Hall, one of the best in the state of Georgia, down there. Perfect position for that. Joey Lynch fighting through the pain that time. You got to wonder how much longer he's going to be able to go, though, if that wheel's as damaged as it appears to be at this moment.
Flips out of that, landed awkwardly on the leg, but still able to take Mack down a couple of times. Now back in the corner, still favoring that leg. Charges in, comes off with a big forearm, now into the ropes. Ducks down, Mack with a boot. Looks like he's gonna suplex him. No! Lynch takes him up and over and down and
tremendous counter. Dead center of the ring there, too.
Yeah.
Really an excellent counter there by Joey Lynch. This crowd is ready for Joey Lynch to put it to AC Mack. Nice combination. Back in Zagiri, didn't even see it coming from that angle. Very crafty move.
Yeah, Mack very quickly, though, follows Lynch in the corner and double crosses him himself. And Lynch returns the favor. Both these guys, it seems like they know what the other guy's going to do before the other guy even does it.
I was about to say, a lot of videotape from both of these guys. Nice. Oh my God.
They've probably been watching Powerbomb.tv.
They very well may be. Nice roll through up into a Falcon Arrow. That's it. Dead center of the ring. Woo.
almost had him, not able to hold on. Mack able to kick out.
But Joey Lynch is still clutching that knee out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the story here. It's basically, I think at this stage, the question is, can Joey put a combo together that can keep AC Mack down for 3 seconds before that knee gives out?
Now it's a matter of time, not just the time limit in the match, but also time before that knee gives out completely. And now Mack, Lynch reverses out of it. Double knees to the head, takes Lynch down.
Ooh, dead center again.
Yeah, but not a lackadaisical cover, but he really should have reached behind him and hooked one leg to not enable Lynch to kick out the way he did.
Yeah, absolutely. The forward momentum there, you almost expected Lynch's legs to come back on impact. They didn't. I think it may have dazed Mack in a way. Mack's got him in the corner. Nice roll through by Joey. Still favoring that leg, though. Stunner variation. Really unloading the full arsenal. Nice enziguri.
Yeah, when it caught it the first time, Lynch came back with the engineer. It looks like he's going for that move.
He's going for it. The king is here. Oh!
Mack rolls out of the way. Now go for a figure 4 leg lock.
Oh, you got him. Cradle counter. 2. That's it.
Cut that music. That was a 2 count. I just want to make that known. Joey, I don't know who you think you are, but that does not count. I am AC Mack. And hush, this place belongs to me. You don't know. That was not a victory.
Shut your mouth. I'm sure these people are tired of hearing you because I sure am. But I got one for you. Next time Action Wrestling is in this area, June 29th, find you a partner, I'll bring me a partner. And we'll just have ourselves a little dance. What do you think about that? Hey, once again, shut your mouth.
Introducing first, he hails from the planet of the apes. He weighs in at 265 pounds. This is Arik Royal.
You don't touch me! No, you don't touch me!
No, I'm beating. I'm sleeping with my Nina and I never put my blade away. Silly nigga, fix your face. You drinking all that haterade. My daddy made your favorite shake. Okay. My bad is your favorite shape. I spray the gate, that's racing gate. So your racing aim. Most sickest since the playing age. This thinking day, this race the bar, I raise the stick. I'm on that paper chase. Bread and butter, making AIDS.
Why would I shake your hand? Huh?
From Statesville, North Carolina, weighing in at 185 pounds, he is
right now. Wait, come on, man. Way too excited. You ready?
Match number 2 here at Action Wrestling. Arik Royal taking on Michael Spencer. One is a big ball of energy, and the other, Arik Royal, seems to be wanting the match to go at a much slower pace.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, Arik Royal is, to my mind, one of the most underrated professional wrestlers on earth today. In the last 2 years alone, he has defeated David Stone, Tracy Williams, the current Powerbomb.tv independent champion, by the way, as we record this, Ricky Shane Page, the current CZW world champion, Chris Hero, Donovan Dijak, Tim Donst, Fred Yehi, Andrew Everett. This guy has beaten a who's who of independent professional wrestling talent, including many people who are now in World Wrestling Entertainment at the top level of this business. Here he is today, a real treat to Action Wrestling, but he's got an attitude problem, and he's in there with Michael Spencer in what is, frankly, Michael Spencer's the biggest match of his career, I don't know.
Well, without a doubt, and you have to wonder if that affects the nerves of Spencer. But on the other hand, does Arik Royal maybe see this as, a light day of work and perhaps not take Spencer as seriously as he should? I probably, like many of our viewers, are not as familiar with Spencer as I am with most of the other wrestlers in the Action Wrestling roster. So tell us, Dylan, what have you learned? What can you tell us about Michael Spencer?
Young up-and-coming guy, a guy that has a great reputation with a lot of veterans in this business. He's wrestled for Anarchy several times in the Landmark Arena. Definitely trying to get out there, trying to make more of an impact, and he got this opportunity by earning it, by traveling the roads, by performing at a high level with every shot he's gotten so far. Here today, this crowd is going insane. Arik Royal's about to trigger a riot in this building here in Tyrone. Michael Spencer should not allow this energy, this trolling of the crowd, if you will, that Arik Royal is engaging in to distract him. That's a psychological game. You know a thing or two about psychological games, I guess.
I know quite a bit about it. And yeah, Royal is really not trying to start a riot. He's trying to throw Spencer off his game. I thought it was working, but just like that, Spencer now with the advantage quickly grabs the head.
Nice counter.
Yeah, see what he can do with this. Is Royal definitely has the power advantage. We'll see if he's able to back him in the corner. There he is. And now what's going to happen is referee Darryl Hall counting, going to call for a clean break, and we don't get one.
And you know what? That is veteran savvy. Arik Royal used his body to shield the view of the official, a great official, Darryl Hall, then hit him with that low strike. He didn't hit him high, he hit him low, dirty.
He hit him in the one place where the referee couldn't see it. And you got to wonder what Royal's goals are here in Action Wrestling. Certainly you look at our competitors in the main event, Arik Royal definitely has a history with Gunnar Miller.
Oh, absolutely. The top feud currently at Nova Pro Wrestling, also available here on Powerbomb.tv, is Arik Royal and Gunnar Miller. Arik Royal recently winning the Old Dominion Rumble by throwing Gunnar Miller over the top rope last, I might add.
So, yeah, he definitely might want a piece of Gunnar or whoever comes out on top in our main event. And right now, Michael Spencer in a lot of trouble as the big man comes off the second rope. That added momentum into that big boot right into the lower chest of Spencer.
Yeah, that'll crack your sternum out. And see, this is the thing about Arik Royal. I've said this before. I've had the pleasure of calling several of his matches over the last several months. He is a guy who, his offensive attack is different than what you see anything else. It's very difficult to scout for him. He does things unconventionally. We saw the way he used the ropes a moment ago. You don't see wrestlers do that very often. That whiplash effect, it's hard to scout out for a guy like that, because just when you think you know what he's going to do, he does something else.
When you have been a professional wrestler for as long as someone like Arik Royal has, you know so many tricks, so you don't get to see their entire output in one match. Even by watching a few matches of theirs, you don't get a sense for everything they can do because they know so many different tricks that they have learned over the years.
That's absolutely true. I mean, I would say, on a show filled with crafty and smart wrestlers, he might be the smartest. Nice lariat there. Michael Spencer's really in trouble. He's got heart. He's got resilience. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it's not always about the victories. It's about showing the promoters what you've got. And just to be willing to step in the ring with someone like Arik Royal, I think earns anyone brownie points.
God, and right as we say that, there's another unconventional attack. Name anybody in pro wrestling who does what Arik Royal just did. He's got that opponent down. He runs forward with like a modified football tackle. Nobody's expecting that. Drives Michael Spencer all the way to the floor. But look at that. He could have taken a breather there. Should he have? Or is this a case where his fight is going to haunt him?
I get why he did that, but I don't agree with it. Yeah, you have, a count outside the ring, but I think Spencer, again, wanted to prove himself by getting back in as quick as possible, and I don't know if that's the smart play for this match, but as you mentioned, he's showing a lot of heart all throughout this match.
Really showing incredible heart. He's been getting wailed on for quite a while now. Now he's in the corner, able to avoid the impact.
Just avoided getting squished like a bug on the windshield of my car, but he needs to do something more than just move out of the way. He needs to get a sustained offense. Now a couple of forearms there, having little effect on Royal.
You know what, though? Tagged him with that one, and the thing is, sometimes with these bigger guys, Al, once you start to chop that tree down, the timber comes rather quickly. And he's got to be careful, because if Michael Spencer can put it forward together like this, look at it, look at his legs. We can see it from where we are. He is gone.
Yeah, Royal is pretty much out on his feet, and right picking for Spencer, who slips off. He slipped off the top rope there.
Very fortunate that Royal's out of it. Follows up with a nice kick.
But just like that.
Nice Space Jam maneuver. One of the Arik Royal specialties that CWF Mid-Atlantic and Nova Pro fans have seen for years now.
Does this mean what it means in Memphis when the strap comes down?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. And he's gonna go for that big tackle. And he got him and almost drove him out of the ring.
Yeah, he got it and nailed him good. Hooks the leg and that'll do it. Arik Royal, your winner.
Arik Royal! Introducing first, he weighs in at 180 pounds. He is from Sharpe, He is Sharpe. Introducing next, he weighs in at 230 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia. He is Bandy. And introducing next, he weighs in at 290 pounds. He is from Akron, Ohio. This is Donnie Dollars. And the final competitor, weighing in at 215 pounds, Tucson, Arizona, he is Adrian Hawkins.
Well, now we're back. We've got an action showcase scramble. We've got 4 men in the ring, but as I understand it, the first fall wins this bout. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. This kicked off in an interesting way. We've got long-time NWA Wildside fan Norco in the front row screaming enthusiastically at the crowd. Good to see him out here tonight. This is an interesting dynamic because oftentimes when you think about scramble matches, you think about high flyers, guys that are just going to bring the pace from bell to bell. Certainly there are people in this match that can do that, but really you've got 4 very distinct types of wrestlers here. Right out of the gate, James Bandy, the big drop kick. You've also got Ethan Sharpe, who's, kind of a jerk. Donnie Dollar's a big power guy, and Adrian Hawkins, the local favorite here in Tyrone, Georgia.
Yeah, not far from as Hawkins, who is the hometown favorite. Ethan A. Sharpe out there looking like he's got a diabolical plan to finally get Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah. Ethan Alexander Sharpe has quite the look. I think he might work more on the mustache than he does on his ring work sometimes. Huge suplex there. And if you look here, we've got Ethan Alexander Sharpe, Donnie Dollars, both guys well known for their work in CWF Mid-Atlantic. Is there an alliance here? Are they hanging out on the floor together for a reason?
At the outset of the match, they actually were close to one another. I think they were discussing things over, so perhaps they have planned an advanced strategy for this bout to maybe stay out of each other's way or to let Bandy and Hawkins, carry the brunt of the work in the ring.
Well, so far there's been no punishment for either one of them. And, there we go. That's the deal. Pull him right out to the floor. We've not seen a lot on the floor so far on this show, Al. And now the fight's really gone there. Donnie Dollars, on paper, would seem to have the biggest advantage. I've got to say, one of the most notorious matches of the last year or two was Donnie Dollars' total decimation of Cool J at CWF Mid-Atlantic. You want to see a big guy kill a little guy, that's the match to see. And he has the size advantage here.
Yeah, we might see a version 2.0 of that as now Dollars and Sharpe are both in the ring.
Yeah, the alliances in wrestling never last very long. And case in point, Ethan's trying to bribe him.
And now Bandy and Hawkins doing a little teamwork on the outside, knocking Sharpe back and forth like a pinball.
Literally pinballing him around. Ethan Sharpe rolled back in the ring. Donnie saw it. I don't think he cared. And one for good measure from Donnie Dollars.
Up, 6, 7, 8. Oh! Hopefully Sharpe has 9 lives. If not, he just use them all up.
Well, he just ate canvas, I can tell you that. Adrian Hawkins in this region is known as a tag team wrestler a lot of the time, but he's recently had the Southern Fried Championship. So he's a guy that can do everything. I think some people may know him from his tag team work in the Approved, but he's kind of an underrated singles performer. As I say that, though, he's out of the picture. Nice power bomb sit out there by Donnie Dollars onto James Bandy.
Yeah, remember, everyone wants to be the one guy that wins this match. First fall counts. So it's not about eliminating some of your opponents. It's about winning this match. And the only guy that's going to win this match is the first guy to score a pinfall or a submission.
Which means every time there's a pinfall attempt, you've got to worry about somebody trying to break it up. So you've got to be very economical with what you try to do. Oh, my God. Oh! I don't even know what to call that, Al. Spinning sit out into a face-first powerbomb?
Yeah, and Sharpe breaks that up at the 2 count. flying in the ring now. He's being grabbed by that mop of a haircut.
Now we need to work together. What are you doing? Trying to stop me from winning this match.
Oh, we're getting some strategizing here's going public. The playbook's been open. We can see what's going on now.
Both being rolled up.
That could be. What would have happened there?
I'm kind of glad we didn't get to 3 because and that's, you know, maybe Daryl Hall had 2 separate counts running in his head, and maybe one of the pinfalls started a millisecond earlier than the other.
More proof that anything can happen in these action showcase scrambles. Who knows? Right now we got, Bandy over the top.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get thrown in the turnbuckle, but the angle he went flying over.
And that knee made contact with those steel stairs. They're in a place here where guys have to be real careful. You spill out to the floor. I mean, those are steel, too. This is not the wooden stairs we see a lot of places. Sharpe now taunting the crowd. Donnie holding court with a big boot to the throat of Adrian Hawkins in the other corner. This alliance maybe back on again? I don't know. Very schizophrenic here.
Well, I think it's on when it suits both of them, and it's off when one of them has, can take advantage of it.
You know a thing or two about that kind of chicanery.
I mean, sometimes you got to play, you got to play along, and then when the moment is right, go into business for yourself and do what's best for you. And now the Dollars and Sharpe switch dance partners as Sharpe goes to work on Hawkins and Donnie Dollars back to James Bandy.
You got to wonder if some of this is just a pride thing with these 2 guys down from North Carolina here for this event. Maybe try to represent their state as well as their home promotion. I don't know. Coming into this, I was expecting more of every man for yourself, and we've almost seen this break down our own tag team lines at times.
Yeah, we've had all 4 men in the ring for a good portion of this match, and sometimes with these scrambles, sometimes you have everybody in the ring, sometimes you only have 2 in there while everyone else is fighting on the outside or taking a break. But now Dollars playing in the crowd enables Hawkins to sneak up from behind, but the veteran with the knee to the midsection now going for that pump handle slam.
Nice
Hawkins
counter.
rolls over.
That's it, I think. He got him.
Just like that, Hawkins is the winner of the showcase.
Adrian Hawkins.
Introducing first, he is accompanied by Team Tag, Kevin Blue and Chris Spectra. He weighs in at 225 pounds. From Anderson, South Carolina, he is Billy Mack. And his opponent, he weighs in at 100
with more action here at Action Wrestling. Al Getz, and I have a special guest with me for this match, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me to call Billy Buck versus Cam Carter is Brad Stutz.
Al, thank you so much. What an amazing atmosphere we have here at the debut event for Action Wrestling. Listen to this crowd.
This crowd, the fans here in Tyrone came out in numbers, and they came out loud and ready for some action. So great to be here as we raise money for Make-A-Wish, Georgia. And in the ring right now, we've got Billy Buck, who is sort of the surprise favorite for many of the fans at Scenic City Invitational 2016, when a lot of fans that are watching us on Powerbomb TV probably first heard of him, was his great showing that year, and now he's taking on Cam Carter. This is the Battle of the Carolinas. We've got Anderson, South Carolina's Buck against North Carolina's Carter.
Yes, and Cam Carter has been positively making a name for himself all over the Carolinas. Is due a matchup in the very near future against Andrew Everett. And I wonder if Cam Carter, in the back of his mind, is thinking of bigger opportunities that he's seeking on the horizon. You referenced the Scenic City Invitational. Billy Buck, the type of guy that, quite frankly, kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. He comes out to the Miley Cyrus song. He wants you to underestimate him so that he can inevitably surprise you. If Cam Carter is lured into that false security, there may be a buckshot in his future. Great athleticism, though.
Wow, Cam Carter, very impressive as Buck spills out to the floor. We should point out, accompanying Billy Buck to the ring are his teammates in what's called, Buck Carter's going to go for a dive there, instead he stops.
Oh, caught him right in the guts!
You've got Kevin Blue and Chris Spectra. They are Buck's compadres in what is known as Team Tag, and they are here at ringside with Buck as Carter launches himself into the ring. That goes for a quick cover, just a 1 count.
Yeah, Billy not going to let his shoulders rest on the mat for even a 2 count. Cam Carter looking really good, following right up, hammering the forearms into the side of the face. Cam Carter will take to the air every opportunity he gets, and Billy will try to keep him grounded.
Yeah, maybe that was one time too many. But you brought up a good point earlier about Carter. Oh, now Kevin Blue attacking Carter on the floor while Buck has the referee distracted.
I am very surprised with all the rules and regulations that Action Wrestling has evoked tonight that Team Tag is being allowed to basically meander at ringside.
You know, you can come up with as many rules as you want. Guys like Kevin Blue will find loopholes and find ways around it. Carter now basically fighting 3 men by himself here on the floor.
Yeah, Carter has got to keep himself aware of his surroundings there.
But back to what I was saying, you made a good point earlier about Carter and his upcoming match with Everett. You know, pro wrestlers wrestle 2-3 nights a week. Sometimes their matches are planned out well in advance, so you've got a multitude of opponents you have to prepare for, and certainly when it's a star at the level of Andrew Everett, that does take precedence in your mind than some of the other opponents you might have coming up before that match.
Carter is someone who is just starting to travel outside of his home state. He is just starting to make a reputation for himself on a national level. So he could get caught here by the Anderson, South Carolina native if his mind is elsewhere, or if Team Tag continues to be in the right place at the right time. Referee has got to watch 4 men here instead of 2.
Yeah, he's got double the work cut out for him. And, you know, Buck has the experience level by himself over Carter, but when you add in the experience of Blue and Spectra on the outside, then Cam is at a huge disadvantage in this match. You see, once again, Buck drawing the referee's attention away from Carter on the floor, while Spectra and Blue go to work on it.
And not only does he have Spectra there for the cheap shot, but you saw Kevin Blue keeping his eyes on the official the whole time. Cover! Only got 2. The mentality of Team Tag here is certainly seeming to show itself as win as a team.
Yeah, Cam's forced to play one-on-one while Team Tag is playing a zone in this match, and definitely that is giving them and Billy Buck the advantage. But interesting to note that Team Tag does not have a match. They don't have a match here, yet they're dressed in their ring gear, as we say. I don't know why.
I hope they made him buy a ticket to support Make-A-Wish before they let him in. They don't have a match.
Well, you go ask them. You go ask to see their ticket, 'cause I don't want it.
Carter trying to fight out. This crowd in Tyrone, Georgia! Behind Cam Carter, but man!
Billy Buck does not look like a man that can throw a drop kick like he just did, but I assure you, Billy Buck can do a lot of things that belie his size and his look. He is a veteran of the sport. Well, his finishing move is the buck shot, that super kick, but now going to work on the left arm of Carter. Interesting that he's attacking the arm. You would think, when I've seen the athleticism of Carter so far, I would try and ground him and maybe take out the leg. Yet Buck seems to be going for the upper body, the arm, and now the head too, which is a surprising strategy, but perhaps he knows something I don't.
Second time into the post on the outside. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Cam Carter fancies himself a Skywalker. I would keep him on the mat at all costs. If he gets vertical, he can get airborne in an instant. Can Cam Carter. Buck looking to pull him out of the ropes. Good strategy. He gets two. You can tell by the use of the men on the outside of the ring. You can tell by the ring placement, pulling him away from the ropes. Billy Buck showing himself to be truly a thinking man's wrestler thus far.
Without a doubt, but now the crowd getting very loud in their support for Cam Carter, who needs to do something and do it fast. Perhaps this is it. No! Looked like he was going to go for a back suplex, but now, spin kick. Momentarily stunning with a double clothesline, both men down.
And the first man to his feet will get a huge advantage here. It's tough to tell who may have hit worse. I see Carter holding on to his shoulder blade that has hit the ring post at least twice that we saw, thanks to Team Tag on the outside.
Yeah, I think cumulatively Carter has definitely taken more damage, so even if the clothesline affected both men equally, Carter is definitely weaker overall. His power level, shall we say, is lower, but now Buck goes for a shot, nobody home. Carter gets him, goes for the kick, Buck ducks out of the way.
Oh, what great body control by Cam Carter. Caught him in the head scissors. What great body control.
Just like that, all three men swarming together, but look out, here's Cam Carter up, over the top. All three men taking out Team Tag.
That's what you have to do in these situations. I don't know why Spectra and Blue were allowed at ringside, but that is Cam Carter's cross to bear at this point, and that's what he's going to have to do to win this matchup, is take everybody out.
Yeah, he's basically going to have to beat three men by himself, and he looks like he's on his way towards doing just that. Going up top.
Cover, center of the ring.
This crowd was on their feet thinking that was it. I have no idea how Billy Buck was able to kick out of that. That might have been every last bit of strength and energy that Carter had left. He might have just used it all up for what was an unsuccessful pin attempt.
Cam Carter with one arm just soared 450 degrees in the air, and it was not enough. The Skywalker must think quickly on his feet here. Swing and a miss. Woo! Beautiful spine buster again, dead center of the ring. Cover, weight over the shoulders, only got two.
Carter somehow able to kick out of that, but yeah, Buck sees where he is at every moment in the ring and made sure when he went for that pin attempt that it was not in a place that Carter could grab the ropes.
The two men on the outside of the ring aside, I've been very impressed with Buck here. He has never been a half second off. He has never been a half step out of place. Billy has been everywhere he needs to be every moment of this matchup.
Except when he went for that figure four leg lock, he went from the inside as opposed to the outside, enabling Carter to kick him off. That might have been his first mistake, his first big mistake.
I think you're right. Beautiful combination. Man, this crowd is rocking. Cover two. No. Cam Carter did did not have his weight distributed over both shoulders, and that may have just cost him the matchup.
Yeah, Buck able to roll that right shoulder up at the last possible moment. The inexperience of Carter perhaps coming through as this crowd clapping, cheering for Carter, and Carter lifting up. The big man can't hold him though.
Whoa, what's the official? Whoa, oh!
Oh no!
Carter catches him. Cam Carter may try to take to the air again here.
Yeah, Daryl Hall though, not a little silly. Look out, here comes Chris Spectra.
Once again, Carter's got to fight 3 men here.
Kevin Blue checking on the ref before running in and realizing that the ref is adamant. He comes in on his own, but Carter gets the best of him, and now Blue is stuck in the middle of the ring, and here comes Carter!
Oh, face first, buckshot! The super kick dead on the jaw! Official down, never saw the interference, and got it!
And just like that, team tag, outsmarting Cam Carter to get the victory.
Your winner of the match by pinfall,
Belly bug, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try that again with a little bit more respect, shall we? Belly bug, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of respect, how you doing, Mack? Everybody want to thank Mack for this amazing action wrestling show. That's right. Thank you, Mack. Thank you for creating this amazing show and for booking Team Tag, 3 awesome guys to come in here and run this show like we run every show in Georgia. However, tonight, only one of us was in action. The greatest team in all the land, Team Tag, is not in a tag team match. That is a travesty for each and every one of you. So, Matt, how about you just go ahead and make us a match tonight? You brought us all 3 all the way down here. And Carter don't kick me in the head for no reason on a match.
As much as I'd like to see you two get your butts kicked tonight, I've been sitting here watching this show. I saw exactly what you two did during the match. So as much as you want a match tonight, later, no. No, the answer is no.
All right, Matt, I hate to have to do this, but I'm going to. If we do not have a match right here, right now, we are not going to leave this ring. You understand me? You brought us all the way down here. We're not going to leave this ring. We're 3 awesome guys. Tell us, Spectra. Come on,
And enough.
Hey, Mike.
Introducing first, he weighs in at 206 pounds. He is from Atlanta, Georgia. He is the rock and roll model, Mack Sells. Oh yeah, He weighs in at 170 pounds. From parts unknown, he is Big Bite Martinez.
Back with more action, Al gets it. I'm now joined by both Dylan Hales and Brad Stutz as we call this match between the rock and roll model Matt Sells, and this is my first time seeing Big Bite Martinez. I can honestly say I have now seen everything, Dylan.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to that. Quite the entrance here from Big Bite Martinez, really riling up this crowd. An interesting mask, I might have. I've never seen a mask quite like that, Brad.
Big Bite Martinez, a prospect out of the Firestar Pro Wrestling Academy in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's a big opportunity for him, unconventional as he may be, to be here at Action Wrestling, to be in front of these fans. It's a big opportunity. He's looking to make the most of it. Crossbody, but only two.
Dead center there, too. If he'd hooked the leg, that might have been it. Al, I mean, what can we expect here? Matt Sells, very well traveled, has been all over the place. He's taken off guard here, though, by Big Bite Martinez so far.
Yeah, I think I was unprepared for Big Bite. The crowd didn't know what to think, and I think neither is Matt Sells as Martinez comes flying through the air onto the floor, taking Sells down. This 170-pound kid that calls himself Big Bite, he just took a big chomp out of Matt Sells.
Almost right into our laps there. We're here on the stage, and this stage is right by the ring. Any dive is super dangerous. Big Bite Martinez in control is a shock, but Brad, as I say that, Brad, that veteran savvy of Matt Sells comes into play.
Yeah, great thinking move by Matt Sells, and very much like we saw earlier with Cam Carter cover, now we're in a situation where Matt Sells, even if he's never seen this guy before, knows now he's got to ground this man, and fast.
Oh, you mentioned, whoa,
Hi.
a little wiggle from Sells, and now slamming Martinez's head into the mat. Very unique, but very effective. You mentioned that Martinez comes out of the Firestar Pro Wrestling Academy. I've seen a couple of their current students, Griff Garrison and Marcus Cross, both very impressive young men.
So the big cover.
If that's where Martinez was trained, then he definitely has the fundamentals, you know, and you should look beyond his appearance and realize that this guy's got some talent, but Matt Sells has the experience, Dylan.
Yeah, what you see here is a veteran being a veteran. The pace early was in Martinez's favor. Now Matt Sells has completely taken over this matchup. He's cut the pace. He's got this headlock, chinlock variation on, taking that oxygen away. That can finish somebody. As I say that, Big Bad Martinez fighting through to a vertical base.
I might speculate that he wasn't laying on Martinez with enough of his body weight there.
That's a good point, Brad. Sometimes you can't cut off that flow to air. It's almost giving your opponent time to recover. Nice face plant there. Ooh.
Almost had him. He did everything right with that cover. He leaned back. He applied equal pressure all over Cell's body. He hooked the leg, but Cell's still able to kick out. And now both men up back to their feet. Martinez charges in, meets a boot from Cell. Now a little 1-2 from Mack.
What's going on? What's going on?
They ran right past us in a flash of neon.
What is this? They're not booked on this show. We've already covered this.
We already established that Team Tag will expect to not have a match, and I guess this is their way of taking their frustrations out.
This is 2 times on this show that Team Tag has tried to take the show over. It's one thing to be out here during Billy Buck's match. I personally don't think it should be allowed, but this is absurd. They have no involvement in this.
Spectra and Blue taking the spotlight by force.
Come on, we need security back out here or something.
540 kick into the downward spiral. Everyone down. Security is corralling around ringside. I see Matt Griffin. Security is corralling around ringside.
We got to get somebody in the ring at this point because this is a gang beatdown.
Yeah, this is Buck and Griffin jawing with one another. This is a totally, not part of what was planned tonight. Now they're going to take Cells out.
Stop. God, don't do that. God almighty. I mean, these guys were not prepared for this kind of thing. I mean, this was a one-on-one matchup. Now we've just got a violent, frankly, a felonious assault.
That was 2 devastation variations of the neck breaker at the same time in that double team maneuver.
Come on. Look, Team Tag might be the best tag team in the state of Georgia right now. They very well might be, but they were not on this show. Period.
Matt has gathered his security team to take back the ring.
Matt telling Team Tag to get out. This could get ugly real quick.
Yeah, there is not nearly enough security in the ring right now. I'm not comfortable with this, Al.
Reinforcements being called in.
Hey.
Whoa. Kevin Blue almost took a shot there. Go ahead, Al.
I mean, that was... Kevin Blue, absolutely, you're right, Stutzy.
It's one thing to attack wrestlers. It's one thing to attack wrestlers, joining match, after match, whatever, but to go after Matt Griffin, a former wrestler, retired wrestler, the promoter.
All right, you want a match? You and you come back June 29th, and I'll find something for you, okay? I'll find you a match, okay? If that's what you want so bad. June 29th.
Tense showdown in the ring.
I'm not sure it's a wise strategy to give into that, but Matt Griffin is a hot-blooded guy sometimes. I mean, we know him pretty well, Al.
I think Team Tag might have just gotten exactly what they wanted all along. We're gonna get away from all this as I think the situation's finally calmed down and gotten less tense. But apparently on June 29th is going to be Team Tag in action, all 3 of them against somebody or somebodies.
I guess we'll see.
We'll find out. We'll be back.
Introducing first, he weighs in at 192 pounds. From Burlington, North Carolina, this is Cain Justice.
Between your mind and mankind, so have a seat and be afraid. Face around to
And his opponent, he weighs in at 203 pounds. From Waterloo, Iowa, he is the Savage Weight. Yehi.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan Hale's back in the booth here, joined by Brad Stutz for a matchup that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. Maybe one of the most anticipated matches on this card so far. Fred Yehi, one of the top independent wrestlers in the world. And just today, in fact, announcing a UK tour, taking on Cain Justice, maybe North Carolina's greatest import, or export, I guess, depending on how you look at it at this point.
He may be at this point, and quite frankly, this is a matchup that sells itself. It does not get more simple, more basic than Fred Yehi has what Cain Justice is after. Quick cover from Yehi, the international acclaim, the national spotlight, his name in lights. Fred Yehi has it. Cain Justice wants it for himself. A win over an established world travel grappler like Yehi moves Cain Justice up in the eyes of many, many wrestling fans and insiders. Not for nothing, there's a lot of decision makers that are here at Action Wrestling tonight that are watching this matchup. Undeniably the biggest test of Cain Justice's career thus far.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, Fred Yehi is a guy that WWE Live promoter Gabe Sapolsky called the MVP of WWE Live at the end of last year. I mean, that's how important this guy is to the independent professional wrestling landscape. Controlling the pace here. Got that nice headlock winched in deeply. Shades of Strangler, Ed Lewis maybe. But what we're seeing here is two very sound grapplers. As I say that, came with a straight right. It's going to be interesting to see if we see fisticuffs or that competitive grappling from these two tonight, Brad.
I would have assumed grappling, but Justice going for the straight punch and catches himself. That's a good thinking move from a reasonably inexperienced young man. Into the quick cover, didn't even get one. Whoa.
Gotta be careful with that Koji. That Koji clutch of Fred Yehi. Dare I say, that's a move that has submitted Matt Riddle. I mean, that is not something that you want to be trapped in. Cain Justice, look, there's no question this guy's a prodigy. I mean, that's just an absolute fact. But one thing I think we should note, he has beaten on this card Cam Carter. He has beaten Joey Lynch, who we saw in our opener. He's beaten Dominic Garrini, who is in the main event tonight. This is not just some guy who's been gifted in his first big opportunity. He has earned that opportunity by beating some of the top names all over, and some of the top names on this show.
And not to mention, trained professionally by Trevor Lee. Someone who is known for being ruthless on trainees. So you want to talk about somebody that's earned his opportunity. Cain Justice has earned his foot in the door. Can he stay in Fred Yehi's house, though? That's the big question.
Yehi just eating him up, controlling that arm, almost flipped him over. There we go. Nice judo throw. I mean, that's really saying, hey, Cain, I can play your game too, buddy. Cain Justice is a judo guy. And Fred Yehi just said, not in my house.
Absolutely. Student of the Bushido Dojo in North Carolina. Those tactics usually serve him well against traditional pro wrestlers, but Fred Yehi is as non-traditional as they come.
Maybe the most unorthodox wrestler in the business today, Fred Yehi. So many of his attacks, Brad, they're vicious like that chop.
Hardest shot of the night thus far, right there for Fred Yehi.
The building shakes, but so many of Fred's attacks they're actually kind of logical. He does the smart thing there. You got your opponent down, stop him in the joint, and kick him in the face.
Cover. We got two. Yeah, unorthodox is the word, but that's brilliant strategy. You cannot prepare for something you've never seen before. And even if Cain Justice has done the most thorough training camp of his career and the most thorough scouting reports of his career, Fred Yehi may still have something to surprise him.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say Cain was trying to lure him in there, but Fred's just been one step ahead of him, this entire match. God.
He celebrated for 1 second and Yehi ran right through him.
You can't do it. I mean, listen, if there's one thing I know about Fred Yehi, he is a cardio freak. This guy could run until the end of time if he wanted to. Got him trapped in his head for a German here. Oh! Dead center released them, though. You wonder if he'd stuck with the bridge. Maybe could have gone for a 3, but Cain is rattled one way or the other.
Well, he's loopy, but you saw he still had the presence of mind to get near the ropes.
That's true. I mean, these guys that have these martial arts backgrounds, so often we see them. Cain Justice is a great example. Dominic Garrini, who we'll see in the main event, is another example. Their defensive wrestling is often what makes them so dangerous.
Yehi just drilling him on the floor.
You can see the welts forming on Cain's chest already.
You can dust him for fingerprints later. Woo, right in front of us.
God, I could feel that one. Almost knocked our table over.
You ever walk by like a bright lamp? There was heat coming off that one from Fred Yehi. Good Lord.
You do not see this every day, Brad. Literally counting along this crowd as he smashes Cain's head into the canvas.
God, that will disorient you. If you hit your nose or your face, your eyes well up with tears. That's such a great move from Yehi, and I feel like we've said that 12 times already, but what a great move from Yehi. Cain Justice, like I said, his eyes are watering, he's completely disoriented. You see him having to get away from the ring to try and regain his bearings.
And we saw right there, we had a great vantage point there, Brad. He went straight to the eyes to take control. Was able to get enough distance to take it to his advantage. Got him up against the, oh my God, he just chopped the freezer.
My God.
I don't think I've ever seen that. First time for everything here at Action Wrestling. They're stalking on referee Daryl Hall, trying to regain control. Little difficult to see from our vantage point.
Oh, hold on. Good Lord! Over the tables into the wall. Cain Justice soared right into the wall.
I mean, he is down. I can kind of see him from here, Brad. He looks like he's holding basically all of his body parts at this point. I don't think he was able to cushion his blow at all.
No. So much of wrestling, you hear about it if you attend wrestling school, it's about trying to protect yourself. When you're being flung through the air, you have no way to protect yourself at all other than to try to stop.
Yeah, there's no way to teach you how to land on that.
Whoa!
It can't be done. Look, these ring posts, I've worried about them all night, Brad. They're very unique. They have these hooks on the exterior.
Yeah, those bolts are hanging out, and yeah, Cain Justice looking to maim here.
Woo! Man, he might be targeting those eyes again. We saw him with that Arik a minute ago.
Justice has got the fingers. Justice got the fingers.
What's this? Oh, no. He's gonna break his, oh my God.
You heard the snap. It echoed throughout this building, the disgusting snap. Oh, and the spine of Yehi hits the apron. 2 huge offensive plays from Cain Justice back to back.
I don't know if Yehi even knows where he is at this point. It was purely instinctual that he tried to throw that rebound lariat after having his finger snapped in the ring. And now he's rolled to the opposite side of the ring, but there's no escape. One thing about this setup here we have here in Tyrone, Georgia is the fans are really close to the ring, Brad. You cannot retreat with ease at all.
No, absolutely. Justice tried it. You know, it's NFL draft week, and if this was the NFL, Cain Justice just got an interception followed by a first down, and he is marching down the field here against Fred Yehi.
That's a great point, and to piggyback on that a little bit, if this was the NFL draft itself, Cain Justice might be the #1 pick. I mean, that's the kind of talent you see in here. He's already proven, I think, any doubters coming into this, he's hanging with an elite talent like Fred Yehi, unable to duck that chop. Standing in the pocket.
Yehi may have the heaviest hands on the Action Wrestling roster, but Justice may have the most educated feet. Cover! Only 2.
That was a liver kick too, Brad. Very, very low, but legal. I mean, we've seen guys in mixed martial arts that they're done. That's a knockout. I mean, that can literally take you out of the game, and he's going back to that hand, back to that finger. I wondered if we'd see that. Maybe trying to set him up for that twist ending, which is, of course, his hold that's basically impossible to get out of.
And very easily could you affect a finger in that arm-based submission. This may seem rudimentary, this may even seem like a waste of time to some viewers, but think about being in that ring with your hand affected. You can't grip, you can't throw a punch. Cover! Only 2. Basically anything where you have to climb, pull, is going to be affected. Fred Yehi may be down to 1 arm just from that simple finger torture.
And we're seeing it already. He's only able to pull himself up on the ropes by 1 arm. I mean, you said it. Nice strike there that looked like it was legal to the stomach, opens him up. I mean, Cain Justice's chest is just being obliterated in this matchup.
Justice trying to cover up. Fred Yehi just chopped right through his arms.
Right, comes off that second rope sometimes. I think in many cases, whoa, that's close. Many cases, that's a psychological tactic, Brad. Right there, I feel like maybe he was losing his footing. I mean, he's taking a lot of damage. You can see him trying to work that arm back into consciousness. It's almost like it's dead weight.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You see him trying to get the feeling back in. Cain Justice, like a good oral surgeon, going for the eyes, the ears, the nose, and the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, he will target anything. I mean, make no mistake. He's got his sights on that arm, but he will do anything to win this matchup. This is very likely the biggest match of his career.
Oh, absolutely. Swing and a miss.
Trading now, dead center of the ring. God, his chops.
Oh, he slapped him right out.
God almighty, back fist chop into double stomp.
Justice went for a strike of his own. Yehi slapped right through him and just hit a quick combination.
I mean, this is Fred Yehi, one of the top wrestlers on the planet. Already announced for the Scenic City Invitational coming up August 3rd and 4th, I might add. Cheap plug there in the greater China. Look at it. Nice floor. He's got a floor. He's coming up. Referee Daryl Hall may want to stop this.
You may want to get a little closer here, because if Justice fails to defend himself, it should be all over. Justice has still got his hands up, but man, he just ate, what, 8, 9 knees?
God. That shotgun dropkick was perfectly targeted.
A good showing here will only get Cain Justice so far. He needs the win. A Fishman suplex, dead center of the ring. Only got 2. It is better for Cain Justice to win hungry than to lose full. Don't worry about how you get there. Just get there and get that W tonight. Right now, he's got to get up off the canvas.
That's absolutely right, Brad. He's got to leave everything on the table. There's nothing in the playbook he can hold back tonight because he's in there with a tremendous pro wrestler who's also native to this area. Let's not forget. He has an Atlanta guy. Oh my God, we've seen him finish people. We've seen him finish people like Jonathan Gresham with that.
Amazing leg strength. Shot him right into the buckle.
Hits him off. And look at Cain's legs. We can see him. I mean, they are wobbly. He's out using the ropes to get back to his feet. Still in the fight for now.
Yeah, if you're a fight fan, I'm not sure Cain Justice has his legs under him right now.
Oh my God!
Caught him! Caught him! Oh! Triangle choke drop, shoulders down! No, he had to break it because the shoulders were down.
Big forearm.
Justice needs to go right back to it. Yes, he does.
He's got. It looks like there's a triangle variation.
Yes, it does. He will deprive Fred Yehi of oxygen, and he's going back to the finger.
Back to that arm. Back to that arm. He's got those fingers isolated. He's pulling back. That's double tension. This is a choke and a finger manipulation hold. But he's got to watch his shoulders. This is not a jiu-jitsu contest. This is not a pure grappling contest. You got to be cognizant of those shoulders on the mat at all times.
Yehi's trying to maneuver his shoulders down. How well can Cain Justice multitask? Oh, 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 oh.
Oh my God!
Unreal power!
You know, we don't talk about this, but Fred Yehi was a tremendous collegiate amateur wrestler. I don't think that's what we saw there, other than maybe some defensive grappling. What we saw there was a display of power, unlike anything we may have seen on the show so far, frankly.
Absolutely. Fred Yehi fighting to survive. We have talked about what a win will do for Justice. What does a loss for Yehi do? You talk about international opportunities. You talk about things like the Scenic City. To be quite frankly upset by someone on the rise, do people start to second guess Fred Yehi at this point?
I mean, that's a great point. You know, he was a big part of WWE Live for a while. He's left that promotion for the time being, doing some other things, traveling around. A loss in this setting would be a big upset, baby.
Ooh, knee strike right to the
face! Oh my God, a big flurry!
Justice has to make this count. Bottom line.
And he went back to that arm, Brad. He went back to that arm, and Yehi is down in the center of the ring. He's nowhere near a rope. I mean, this is the time to go after him.
Taking a few too many seconds now. Too long.
Oh my God, that's it. That's the Koji. That's the Koji clutch. And that has finished. I mean, a who's who.
Oh man, elbow to the side of the head.
He's punching his lights out on top of that.
It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match
submission, Fred Yehi.
Cain Justice with his biggest break of the match took 5 seconds too long, and it cost him.
Introducing first, he weighs in at 241 pounds from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He is the people's captain. He is Mr. Scenic City. This is Gunnar Miller. His opponent, he weighs in at 212 pounds. He is fighting out of Canton, Ohio, representing East Coast Jiu-Jitsu. He is the Bone Collector, Dom Garrini.
Gets back here with Dylan Housen. It's time for our main event here on the debut show for Action Wrestling. This is Gunnar Miller and Dominic Garrini. These are two men whose careers have expanded and grown actually at a very similar rate at the same time, but in different areas. And this is the first time, to the best of my knowledge, they've faced each other inside the ring.
You know, you're right. I mean, these guys are both regulars at Nova Pro Wrestling in the DC area. They're both regulars at Southern Underground Pro Wrestling, which of course is the Nashville area. But this is the first time they've been in the ring together. Huge get, by the way, by Matt Griffin to sign this match for the first ever Action Wrestling show. And really, this is going to be an interesting one to watch because Dominic Garrini is a genius grappler. Gunnar Miller is a big impact guy. When it's on the ground, it's to Dominic Garrini's advantage, as we just saw. When it's a stand-up game, maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, it might be different stand-up, but on the ground for sure. Garrini, a purple belt out of East Coast Jiu-Jitsu, definitely very well schooled on the mat. And Gunnar Miller's background, as you and I have both said many a time, although this is the first time we're saying it together in the same place at the same time, is on the football field, which is a much different style of offense than what Garrini normally does. So sometimes you get a style clash, and sometimes you have both men fighting to keep the match in their favor. And Garrini, though, going for a test of strength, which seems out of his wheelhouse against Gunnar Miller. Against a lot of other opponents, it probably is, but I don't know if he's got the strength advantage.
He definitely doesn't have the strength advantage, but what he does have is the leverage and technique. And I actually think Gunnar Miller may have gotten outsmarted, but as I say that, he just dragged him. I mean, that was an incredible display of strength there by Gunnar Miller, but he's a little shaky.
Yeah, he's a little nervous. I think what actually happened, that test of strength, was a way for Garrini to basically pull guard.
Correct.
And bring Gunnar down. And once Gunnar saw it happen, he knew he was caught, and he knew he had to get to the rope, and he got there quickly, but it's still, like you said, it shook him up a little bit. And the things that Gunnar normally excels at are the things that Garrini knows how to use to his advantage.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting because Dominic Garrini might be the best defensive wrestler in the world. I've compared him to the great shoot-style legend Yoshiaki Fujiwara before. He's very smart. If he's in the corner, he's actually at an advantage, and you almost never see that in pro wrestling. Nice takedown. Gunnar Miller said he wanted to wrestle, and I'm not sure he actually does want to wrestle Dominic Garrini.
I don't think anybody wants to wrestle Dominic Garrini, who's recently become a breakout star with Evolve Wrestling. At the same, like I said, both men expanding their footprint, their reach. Dominic moving slowly southward while Gunnar moving slowly northward. But here in Georgia, those two forces meet one another right here in the ring. We've seen some amazing things tonight. That match, I wasn't commentating on it, but that match between Yehi and Cain Justice was absolutely fantastic. I was watching it right next to you guys. What an outstanding match. And this match, in the early goings, is offering something very different.
Oh, very, very different. Very different pace to this. Both men trying to keep it calm, and as I say that, they're kind of exploding. Nice leapfrog. Oh my God, he's going for a flying triangle. Maybe slipping into an armbar. Gunnar Miller all the way up, puts him right on his feet. Oh no, he's got him trapped. Now this is not where you want to be.
Overhead belly to belly by Miller. Might have knocked the wind out of Garrini.
That's the one place, in almost any other configuration where the men are entangled, Dominic Garrini's at the advantage. But the one exception to that rule might be whenever both men are standing on a vertical base and Gunnar Miller can get his arms all the way around, because there is no one that's been on this show, maybe no one in all of pro wrestling, that is pound for pound as strong as Gunnar Miller is.
I'd have to agree with you on that. We've seen a lot of guys make statements so far here tonight in Action Wrestling. I think Arik Royal made a good first impression. We saw Billy Buck as well as Team Tag. We just saw Fred Yehi. And who's going to be the one to make a statement in this match? I think whoever wins this has to be considered the ace of Action Wrestling so far.
I think that is a great point. And right there, we just saw Gunnar Miller use Dominic Garrini's body to make the ring move about a foot. I mean, it literally skipped on impact when Dom hit the turnbuckles there. Dominic Garrini is the current Southern Underground Pro Champion. I do want to note that because, as I noted earlier, these guys are both performers there. So it makes you wonder. This actually has implications beyond just Action Wrestling. These guys are in other places together at the same time. Dominic Garrini, of course, in a star. Actually, Dominic Garrini won the first matchup of WrestleMania weekend this year at Bloodsport, choking out Kyle the Beast. A man who, by the way, stylistically is not that dissimilar from Gunnar Miller.
And Garrini, of course, in the Scenic City Invitational last year, which Gunnar Miller has been a key fixture of, being in it all 3 years so far and already announced to be in it for 2018. But that's one of the great things about watching wrestling here on Powerbomb.tv is the things that happen in this match may very well mean something in Southern Underground Pro, in another promotion, in the Scenic City. What happens in any wrestling ring can have an impact and have bearing on what happens in another wrestling ring down the road. So you're getting to see something that you might see again, or might mean, the winner of this match might get an opportunity somewhere else based on what they see.
You're absolutely right, but Dominic Garrini right now is just one to breathe because he ran right through the impact on that lariat, and that was close. But one thing I've noticed so far out, Gunnar has tried some of his normal offense. We saw him a moment ago. He had control in the corner with the shoulder tackles, and Dominic Garrini again turned it into a rear naked choke variation. They were in the ropes, which was to Gunnar's advantage. Obviously, referee Daryl Hall broke that up. Now Gunnar with a nice reverse on, good pressure there on the throat area. I'm telling you, you do not want to be engaged here. Nice knee strike. You do not want to be engaged with Dominic Garrini. The closer you guys are, the more it plays to his advantage. It's wrestling. God, you got to pin a guy to win or make him submit, but the big CTE is what you think Gunnar might be looking for in this one. Right now, he's just looking to survive because that's a nice rolling German combo.
Only a 2, Miller able to kick out, but Garrini had a vice-like grip and held it through multiple suplexes and held on for that pinfall, and Gunnar Miller finally able to break it at the last second and kick out. Now both men slow getting up, although I think in Dominic's case he's more just setting Gunnar up for something, slowly stalking his prey.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like he's maybe trying to pick a weakness and go after it, walking right into a right hand instead.
Yeah, trading blows, but again, I think this would be advantage Gunnar during this exchange, I would think, although Dominic now with several repeated blows followed with that.
Well-placed head kick there.
Coming off the ropes, power slam, right into a power slam. Gunnar Miller was waiting for him, goes for the cover.
Ooh, very close. Very well executed power slam too. You know, I wonder, Al, if he didn't kind of lure him in a little bit there. Maybe eat a couple shots to deliver the bigger one. You do see that sometimes.
You do, perhaps playing a little bit of possum, but now Gunnar back up to his feet, lifting Garrini up. Oh!
God. We don't talk about Dominic Garrini as a striker, but he has put together some strike flurries in this matchup that really have rattled Gunnar Miller.
Yeah, we've seen Gunnar trying to do what Gunnar normally does. We've seen Dominic do the things he normally does and a few things that he doesn't normally do. I think he's more prepared for this particular opponent than Gunnar. And of course, let's be fair. Originally, Gunnar, this was a late.
Oh my God!
Oh,
CTE, he almost drove him out of the ring. Great point, though. This Dominic Garrini, by no means is he a replacement. I mean, this is a high-level independent wrestler, an evolved star, AIW star, but he was a relatively last-minute addition. Gunnar Miller may have been scouting completely different.
Yeah, he was preparing for someone else for several weeks and then had a few weeks to prepare for this, but had already been preparing to face someone else. But now Garrini over and behind.
Escape that jackhammer, breaks the arms off, going another German. Again. Oh, no, this stuff out over. Oh, my God.
Brutal stuff pile driver by Dominic, going for the cover.
Just barely survived. That stuff pile driver is how he defeated Kurt Stallion to become the Southern Underground Pro Champion. It is, dare I say, one of the most brutal moves in all of independent wrestling today. Gunnar Miller lucky to be in good position. But you know what? That's a lot of savvy for a guy who's relatively new to the business. Gunnar Miller knowing where he was, taking the ring positioning to his advantage.
And that's what he had learned while being under the tutelage of Jeff G. Bailey, was those little tricks and that amount of ring awareness. But now turning around and catches him.
Big spine buster. Dead center. Oh, no. It's a guillotine choke. Guillotine.
Got the guillotine from the bottom position. Squeezing hard.
He's losing life. Look at his arms.
Yeah, his right arm almost went limp, but
Dunn's not letting go.
Oh, he kicked his foot. He kicked his arm out.
Oh, my God. He's got him trapped here.
But now Gunnar
fighting through.
Left arm around him. He's got
the underhook. Oh, my God.
Jackhammer.
2, 3.
Grabbing victory from the jaws of defeat. Gunnar Miller is your victor in the main event. Here in Action Wrestling.
Absolutely incredible main event. Dominic Garrini rightfully wedded to those submissions, but you live by them and you die by them sometimes. And Gunnar Miller with a huge win.
We did everything in this